everybody, again. So, for those of you who are on my Facebook and you saw that I posted this video on there, and obviously on the YouTube site, um, I decided I want to do a part 2 to that Heathen Woman's Roles because there were a lot of important things that I left out, and it wasn't on purpose, it's just because I get carried away with talking and then I forget my talking points. So, it's one of my flaws, one of my many. So anyways, the other thing that I was going to add to this whole heathen woman's roles things, I was going to do more of a focus on heathen women when it comes to our men, when it comes to our children, when it comes to just the family on a grand scale, right? And with that, I'm going to start with the men's side. So we are, like I said in the last video, we are nurturers, right? We like to take care of things. We like to make people feel good, make people happy. And I'm not talking about the extremes in this category. I'm not talking about people pleasers and enablers and obsessive compulsive people and perfectionists, all that kind of stuff. You know, I'm not talking about that when it comes to us being nurturers and caretakers and making people happy. I'm just talking about it in a balanced way. This is kind of like this is what we like to do, you know? And so when it comes to our men, there's been a lot of back and forth with this whole man thing, right? I hear a lot of women say, if you serve your man and you're subservient and you're being submissive, oh my gosh, you know, that's horrible. That's a Christian thing. Why would you do that? You know, they're men. They can do their own shit. They can make their own food. They can clean up their messes. They can, you know, do everything else that they do, you know, just like we can. We can take care of ourselves too, right? And so there's been a lot of mixed messages, and I hear a lot of folkish women also being in that group of mixed messages. Some women have been hurt so badly by men that they think that if they're submissive at all, that they're going to get hurt again. Like some man's going to come in and take advantage of them all over again. You know, it's kind of a trauma type thing. And and then there's the women who just, like I just said, they think, oh, well, he's a man. He can do all that stuff. Why would I have to do that for him? And then there's the women who completely serve their men, are happy to do so, and don't complain, don't care. They just love serving their man. And a lot of people, believe it or not, a lot of people make fun of those types of women. In fact, a lot of women make fun of those types of women. And not in an always a joking manner, but they almost mock them as if there's something wrong with that. And I don't understand that personally. I have not always been a subservient type woman. In fact, I've always kind of I've liked serving my men, but I've also been the loud, you know, don't tell me what to do type woman in the past. So I can't say that I've always been the subservient, submissive, I just want to serve you and be happy woman. But anyways, so I know both sides of it. I know both sides of the coin. And I've also been in the middle part where I'll serve as long as you're not pissing me off, right? I know a lot of us are like that too. And so I guess the bottom line for me is now that I'm at this age, is I serve my man not because he wants me to, not because he asks me to, not because any gods command it, you know, and not because any books told me to, not because I'm listening to somebody in my ear saying, you know, maybe you should. I'm the only reason I serve my man today is because I enjoy it. Bottom line, I enjoy it, and I've always enjoyed it in the past too. I just like serving people in general. I like helping people. I like making people feel happy. Um, I enjoy seeing people in a state of satisfaction, you know. So I've always been kind of that woman who serves in that way. But now at this point in my life, I just enjoy serving. And even when I've been angry, even when we've gotten in our little spats and things like that, I've still always done what I believe I should always do. and that's keep serving. You know, I don't cut out my servitude mode just because I have a bad feeling. And I say it like that because feelings are fleeting. Let's just get that straight too right now. Feelings come and go, and they're not reliable. I'm not saying they're not there for a reason, because they are. We wouldn't have them if they weren't there for a reason, but they're usually there to warn us about something going on in our body, right? For example, anger. It's usually a cover for fear or sadness or something of those effects. And so that's the feeling we get in our body when our body's saying, "Hey, there's something not right here. You know, we gotta fix something, or we gotta do something to change this feeling," right? And same with happiness. That's a way of our body telling us, "Hey, you're releasing a lot of dopamine right now because you're feeling real good. So whatever's making you feel this way, keep doing it," right? So basically, okay, see, this is what happens. I get off track and I start rambling. So, anyways, back to this though. So, regardless of what kind of uh, disturbances happen in our relationship, I still serve. I can count so many times in our relationship. We've been together for going on 4 years this October. And I can count so many times in our relationship where we've had an argument or a fight, and I'll still make him breakfast. I'll still make him his lunch for work. I'll still do the laundry, do cleaning chores all over the house. Um, I'll still always come back and forgive. You know, I just don't think that we should stop being who we are just because of somebody else, right? Now, if you're a woman who doesn't like to serve, maybe you should figure out why. I mean, like I said in the beginning, a lot of women don't serve because they've had traumatic experiences or negative experiences in general, right? But that's another thing we got to look at too, is why are we having these negative experiences again and again and again? Or why did we have that one huge one? You know, we got to realize that not all men are the same. Not all women are the same. Um, it's just, so it's a bottom line of, if you like to do it, good, awesome. If you don't, figure out why. Maybe there's something within you that's still a little disturbed from a past experience. Maybe, or maybe you're just a selfish asshole. That could be it too. That's a pretty simple explanation for a lot of people. Yeah. Mhm. Anyways, so then we go to children, right? So wait, I'm sorry. We're going to rewind a little bit. So back to the man thing. Besides serving, our other roles to our men are to be their friends, because you're not always going to feel those lovey-dovey feelings for your man. So what do you think's going to save you from, all the other parts of a relationship when you're not feeling those lovey-dovey feelings? You got to have that friendship. And so when you guys aren't in that mode of being romantic, or um, having all that mushy conversation and calling each other baby names and all that fun stuff and going on dates, that's when you should be doing the friend stuff. Play around, play fight. That's always fun, right? I don't know. There's so many things, there's so many options. So and if you don't know what to do, I don't know, go find something on the internet. There's so many things on the internet that give little things of advice to make relationships more fun, right? So there's a never ending glob of information at our fingertips, always. And if you don't like the internet, then go to a friend, do something. But that friendship base should always be examined to make sure it's balanced and staying there as a backup. hmm and then let's see, besides friendship, servitude, um, I'm going to go into sex too here, because this is the one thing that I have learned. And I've had a lot of failed relationships. That's not something I like to brag about, but I'm bringing it up here because I want you to know, I think I said this in my other video, there's a lot I have figured out from all of my failed relationships, right? And all of my failures just within relationships in general. Um, Sex is so important. I know women aren't always feeling it. Obviously, that's why we're different from men. We have a lot more control, and we have a lot more biologically, chemistry, or chemically speaking, we're just different overall. We don't have all those chemicals that make us want to just have sex 24 hours a day, right? So, the biggest thing about this is that sex is like the glue that holds the two souls together, in my opinion. Um, and again, these are always going to be just my opinion because it's my talk, right? So you don't have to agree with me, but I want you to try and think of it in this light, because a lot of people don't believe people can be monogamous. A lot of people think we're like animals, that we should just be free to be open and whatnot. But that's not what this talk goes towards, because I'm folkish. And a folkish woman always leans more towards the traditional views and the spiritual views of sex, right? And there's a reason for this. We've seen the damage that it causes when you don't control the sexual desires, right? I hope you have. I mean, if you're as old as me, then you probably have. But so there's a reason why we do try to practice monogamy, right? It's safer, it's cleaner, um, it causes so much less drama, so much less drama, less chaos, right? And the world's already chaotic enough, all right? So I don't think we need to add in more with that little arena right there. So, sex should never be used as a weapon. Never, 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 never. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm not saying that you should have sex when you're pissed off beyond all reason, right? But you also shouldn't withhold just because of a past argument or some sort of other past issue that you haven't resolved in yourself. Now, that's the point where I get to, because a lot of the times we say we get over things in relationships and we truly don't. We're just trying to get over it because we want the relationship to move ahead. We want everything to be happy and we want everything to be good, right? But you can't say things unless you're going to back it up with action, right? And if you say, I forgive you, baby, for whatever it is, you better mean it. Because forgiving somebody, you basically, it's not saying that you've let them off the hook from what they did and that you forgot about what they did or said. That's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is basically you releasing them from the responsibility of fixing you. Does that make sense? Um, so now you own your feelings. They hurt you, you told them, you guys talked about it, argued about it, whatever you did with it, and now there's nothing left to do except find a solution and move forward. And I'm not saying this takes a week or 2 weeks or a month or even a year. It depends on the situation. It depends on the people. There's a lot of variables here, right? But no matter what, you don't use sex as a weapon to get over things, right? Because that can damage the sacred bond even more. So, um, be real, be true, be authentic. If you're still pissed, say it. Don't say I forgive you and then sit there and hold a grudge forever and ever and ever and ever. Be responsible for you, right? Be responsible for your part. Focus on you and how to fix you. Figure out what you did wrong. I'm not saying this absolves anybody from their part. What I am saying is that by you focusing on anybody else except you, you're not going to get anywhere, because you can't fix anybody except you. So this sex part is so important because not only does it, that bond, hold the relationship together when some things may feel like they're falling apart, but that bond is also very affected by women emotions, right? Because men, and I'm not trying to be rude when I say this, so if there are any men watching this, I'm sorry if you feel bad for me saying this, but men, even though they are intelligent and they can create magnificent things, they're still very simple. You tell a man you want something, he'll listen to what you just said about what you want. He's not going to read into it. He's not going to analyze it. He's not going to take it apart, right? Some guys are like that, but most aren't, as a general rule. And, you know, that's that. But us, what do we do when a man says something? We read into it and think, oh, but would he really want it that way? Or would he want it this way? Or does he really feel that way? Or is he just trying to, we think about everything that we really don't need to think about, right? So, so back to this whole, these things that are our roles to fulfill, um, we're here to be the peace bringers, the friendship makers. We're here to be the talkers. We tend to talk a lot more than men, most of us. Um, um, I don't want to say servants, but we nurturers, I'll just go back to that word. That word sounds nicer. Nurturers, caretakers, and it's okay to clean up after your man, okay? It's okay to serve him. It's okay to be his best friend and be there for him. And it's okay for you to be his shoulder to cry on when he needs to vent, when he does have his feelings, which men don't often do. So when he does, don't shame him. Don't make fun of it. Because when he does, that usually means that he needs you really bad. So, all right, moving on. And if there's anything else, just let me know. I don't know. There's a lot. It's complex, all right? Relationships are not just a 15-minute talk. so anyways, now going on to kids. Our roles as mothers, right? We're here to teach, protect, guide. Uh, well, teach, protect, guide. I mean, that pretty much covers it. I'm simple too, did I tell you that? I'm pretty simple when it comes to this kind of stuff. It's probably why I don't have too much stress on my shoulders on a regular basis. But yeah, so if we're teaching everything, right? We're teaching how to potty, we're teaching how to read, we're teaching how to write, we're teaching how to clean, cook, play, talk appropriately, or speak appropriately, however you want to say that. We're teaching how to exercise, possibly, how to eat right. Uh, Gosh, there's endless possibilities to this as well, right? But we're teachers. This is just what we do, and it's a natural thing. And so uh, then there's the protecting, of course, that's obvious, you know. And, I can go back to men with that too, because they need protecting sometimes. I mean, I'm not saying we should go out and get in huge fights with them at our side and start trying to fight men with them or anything like that. That's not the kind of protecting I'm talking about. I'm talking about protecting his honor, protecting his integrity, protecting his just anything, protecting his name. Yeah, just being there for him as much as he is there for you, loyalty, right? So anyways, but back to the children. So, and protection is usually a natural thing. We usually don't have to even think about it. We just do it. It's just how we are. And then there's the guiding. So guiding and teaching, they do kind of go hand in hand, but it's a little different because guiding is more so, let's say you've already taught them how to cook. And so they're gonna go off on their own now, and they're gonna cook. You're still in the room, of course, just to make sure you can guide them. So that's what guiding is. You've already taught it. Now you're going to see if they can do it without too much help, too much assistance, right? And you're just there as a guide in case they start doing something that could hurt themselves or hurt somebody else, right? So let's see, guides, protectors, teachers. Yeah, there's really not too much to that one. I know somebody said, I think it was, I don't know how to pronounce her name. I know her real name, but I'm not going to say it just because I don't say people's real names. But somebody else asked me how to find time during the day when you got so much going on, right? Especially if you're a single mom, which, you know, that makes it 10 times harder. But when it comes to being a single mom, because I've been in that spot before, you know, I've been in the single mom spot before. And I guess I always just, geez, I always just made things work. I mean, I didn't really organize my schedule too much because I knew that it wasn't going to stay in an organized manner. I made a routine, I wrote it down, and I would follow it the best I could. And mainly that was just my guide, you know, having that piece of paper on the wall saying what time we're going to do what, right? That kind of helped me. So then if I did run into things to do with my kids, then I'd look at that paper and be like, hey, this is the time for this, right? And I know that seems silly, but when you're a mom, especially if you have a job, which most single moms do have a job because they're single, so they need to provide for their families. Um, Especially when you're a single mom, you do need that kind of stuff written down because it just helps with everything, and it makes your mind so much more relaxed when you can just look at something, even if it's something simple like, oh, now it's nap time. Okay, you know that's coming up, you know that's a thing that your kid does, but just seeing it, you know, it's weird. I don't know. That's how I work. So if that helps you, then do that. Write it down. You're not dumb or or weird for writing down your kid's schedule during the day. Even if you have one kid, it doesn't matter, you know. It just helps relax. Um, and then I guess time for yourself. So I have a gym that has a daycare, and I don't believe in daycare usually. Obviously, if you're a single mom, that's different because then you need somebody to watch your kid during the day, right? Hopefully, you can have family members do that, but if you can't, then, you know, oh well, you got to do what you got to do. But so this daycare that he goes to, it's only for an hour to an hour and a half. I'm kind of easing into the hour and a half spot, but that time in the gym that I spend on me, oh, it makes all the difference in the world. If I don't have that, I notice that I'm a little bit more cranky, a little bit more impatient, and I just don't feel as energized, right? And it doesn't matter how healthy I'm eating. I just don't feel as energized unless I get me time to regenerate, to kind of replenish and remember that I'm not just a mom. I'm a wife. Well, I'm not a wife technically, but I'm a woman. I'm a daughter. I'm a friend. I'm a lover. I'm a mother. I'm all these things, you know, all these roles. And to replenish that with just a little gym session, it's makes all the difference. And maybe you don't like the gym. I don't know why you wouldn't, but just saying. maybe maybe you don't like the gym. So then go get your nails done. Go get your hair done. You know, do whatever you can to find a babysitter you can trust to come to your house and watch your kid for a little bit. Um, Teenagers, you know, not all of them are bad. I've met many who I've trusted with my kids, and they've done a very, very good job. So, you know, sometimes you just got to open up your heart a little bit too and become a little trusting. It's hard these days, but, you know, do a little interview process and you should find somebody good. Um, but other than that, or at night, I wouldn't recommend this because it's really kind of, the sleep thing is so important to get enough sleep and get quality sleep, right? There's guided meditations on YouTube, and at first I thought they were really silly, but then I listened to some and oh, it put me right to sleep, and it talks to you even while you're sleeping. It's kind of a subconscious type thing, or uncon- unconscious, one of those, or both. I don't know. Anyways, so oh, and then I'm not gonna lie, when my kids are up and moving and go, 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 uh, I have designated times where I tell them, go play with your toys, let mommy do her thing. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not gonna, you're not neglecting your kids if you tell them to go play with their toys, or if you tell them to go read a book if they're older, right? My 1 year and 3 month old, 1 year and 3 months, yeah, yeah. He is so independent. He goes and plays and plays and plays, and I'll still go check on him and ask him if he wants me to play. But most of the time, he's just in his own little world. And so, yeah. So then I'll drink my coffee and do whatever. So, yeah, I guess. And it's about boundaries, you know? You have to have those boundaries with your kids, or else you're going to raise a spoiled little shithead. And that spoiled little shithead is going to get talked to by parents like me, because I'm one of those parents that if I see one of those spoiled little shitheads running around acting like a little shithead, oh yeah, I say something to the kid, not to the parent. I say something to the kid. Yeah, and usually that involves the parent coming over, which then I enjoy. So, anyways, I think that's it. I think this fulfills everything about the heathen woman's role, or just the woman's role in general, right? Um, if you don't know how to cook, take cooking classes. If you don't like to clean, I don't care. Get up off your ass and clean. Um, have your kids help you. If you don't have time, have your kids help you. Make them clean. Don't ask them. Tell them. Okay? Uh, yes, they're going to be mad at you probably, but who gives a shit? At least you're teaching them good morals, good values, things like that. Yeah. Um, I think that's it. I think that's all. Cleaning, cooking, yeah. Mhm. Mhm. All right. That's all I got. Hope you ladies have a wonderful week. I'll do something else next week. I don't know what yet, but I'll surprise you. Anyways, and again, feedback, please. I like to improve and I like to grow. And so if there's anything else, please let me know. And please leave your comments too. I like to hear your thoughts. I like to, since we all can't live in one little community, I like to be able to chat with you ladies as much as possible. So, all right. I guess that's all I got. So, have a good night.